Do you know how many ghost stories we have? When I was younger and I wanted to go play in the canyon, my grandmother would sit us down on the couch with a warning. Old man Gray Mountain went down to the canyon once after a thunderstorm and his truck washed away. I think his bones are still down there. Okay, you kids have fun. Okay. We sat terrified on the couch. My older sister, probably 9 years old at most. Only later, when our tire caught the washed-out curve of the canyon road, did we breathe out our thanks at my grandmother's ghost story. The first love language I ever learned, colored by humor and fear. Do you know how many ghost stories we have? This land has its ghosts too. Once an ancient ocean, it blisters under the weight of crossing its many wounds, stitching a genealogy we eternalize. Here, an uncle drowned in the monsoon season, his hair tangled in a saguaro. A cousin by the old adobe ruins suffocated in a collapsed cliffside. These, the careful geography of all we have inherited. Our clan has learned to carve our caring out of warning, survival, a tribute of generational love ensured by hiding hand in hand between the gunny sacks, stirring raids, my grandmother tells me. An entire village dreams fevered dreams of slipping children beneath the sagebrush, its greatest wish to turn invisible like ghosts. Our clan uses metaphor to sweeten sorrow. You must know I truly love you if I ask you not to whistle in the night. Any sound draws the enemy near. This, my mother taught me from her mother and her mother. Generations of superstitions having turned pale infantrymen into the boogeymen that come for our children. For any sound in the darkness louder than a sigh, what I learn. The language of fear is a form of love because it keeps us alive. The earliest memories I have of my grandmother are about ghost stories. Let me tell you one. Her Hopi grandmother walked the thin spine of Lost Mesa to hide herself within a surviving tribe. Her entire village lost to Kit Carson's fires in the Kivas, save a few children their families managed to squeeze out or hide. She, small and wide-eyed, among them. Yes, this is a ghost story, but it is also a love story. How one morning has 1,000 mouths. We know to listen for what lurks in the darkness. Love story, code for survival. Let us speak of and love our ghosts who dance in the rhythm of a quickened heartbeat. Who dance in the rhythm of a quickened heartbeat, who recut our DNA to run, love not the dying, but the lessons that remind us how we are still alive. Yes, this is a love poem that is also a catalogue of fear, but I wonder why I fall to tears when I see moss and birch trees like soft headstones. Wonder why I pause at the half-moon hills along these highways. There is a moment, quiet as the night, that I take for the ghosts all around me. Somebody's family once too. How do I explain that a ghost story is not a eulogy? Superstition can be as familiar as one's own kin, and if you know that relatives have passed this way, can you truly ever be afraid? Yes, my heart will hopscotch at the falling of a shadow or footsteps behind me, but it is familiar with the language of ghosts. So what then is a ghost story but a homecoming, a haunting, only somebody's last wish to watch over you? Their movements, their quiet beds of rest, too often unmarked. The shuffling of dry leaves around my head, like laughter in mid-autumn, saying, "Girl, you can rest now for a moment. We have been running long enough."